Classic rock album reviews coming right at you.
SHMACKEMAGOB. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for another one of these classic rock albums, and as you saw in the title, I'm talking about this right here. Get Your Yayas Out from the Rolling Stones. And this is an incredible album. I mean, hey, if you don't know the Stones, you should check out this album. I mean, of course you know the Stones, but what I meant was if you're not into the Stones, but you're watching this, so chances are you are into them. This is my go-to Stones album. This is the Stones album I listen to the most. My favorite, probably this one. Exile on Main Street I love as well, and Beggar's Banquet. But this is an amazing album. I believe it was 3 shows. You know, these songs are from 3 shows. Madison Square Garden, and I don't remember where else. This is my favorite lineup with Mick Taylor on guitar. This album is, you know, it really does capture like this rawness, and it's on the edge of sloppiness, but it doesn't go that way. That's why I love it so much. It's got this organic feel. I love organic nature in music. It's like my favorite form, you know, like I'll give you an example. I love Black Sabbath with Dio, but it's perfection. Where I prefer the Ozzy years because it's got this organic nature to it. Seems more human to me. And this is a very human live album. I don't know if it's touched up or not. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. And Charlie Watts is on the cover with a donkey. And it is also a very interesting album because it has this, I don't know, it flows so, it really does flow awesome, you know. And it starts with a Jumping Jack Flash, and I gotta say, man, it's a great opener for this album. You know, we all know Jumping Jack Flash. This one has a more raw texture to it, and they're like on fire. You know, it's like you can tell I mean, what I've heard of the Stones, man, this to me is like the best sounding live lineup, I think. You know, maybe I'm biased because I prefer the Mick Taylor years, but incredible Jumping Jack Flash. The next song is Carol, which is a Chuck Berry song, and before the song starts, Mick is like, you know, oh, my trousers almost fell. You wouldn't want to see me with my trousers off. And you know, all the chicks in the audience were like, yes, I do. But it's cool. You know, it really does capture the essence of that song, the 50s, you know, the embryonic stage of rock and roll. They live it. I mean, obviously they're a huge fucking Chuck Berry fan because there's 2 Chuck Berry songs on here. Alright, the next song is Stray Cat Blues, and I believe so far this is all Madison Square Garden show. Songs from Madison Square Garden. I think they played 2 nights. I know they played more than 1 night. Some of them is on the 2nd night. And I gotta say, man, I think that's the highlight on this album. Is Stray Cat Blues. I think it's got this, I know. It has this, like, you know, kind of like a mid-tempo vibe, but the band is awesome. And Richards is playing great on it. Very underrated, I think. Keith Richards. And Mick Taylor, man. I mean, great guitar playing, great vocals, and, you know, Charlie holding it down, and Bill Wyman, you know, great rhythm section, you know. Yeah, I love it. I love Stray Cat Blues. It would probably be my favorite. I mean, I don't know, man. There's another one coming up that would have to be my favorite. But I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm insane. Alright, so the next one is Love in Vain. Now this one is, I think this one is from Baltimore. It's, you know, a different show. It slows down a bit. I love, like, where it's like just Mick and either Keith or, you know, leave your comment below. You would know. If it's Mick or, Keith or Mick, that's doing the guitar with Jagger, and you know, it picks up a little bit. I love it. Love in Vain, I actually love. Midnight Rambler. This song is like 8 minutes long. And man, I mean, I say Stray Cat Blues is the highlight, but I don't know, man. There's something about Midnight Rambler, man. The way it goes, it breaks down in that section, you know. It's, yeah, man, fuck it. Highlight on the album, I think. And it's long as hell, and I don't get bored. It's really, really enthralling to me, you know, the way that song just flows, and, you know, little peaks and valleys. I mean, it's all peaks, but, you know, it just like flows really, really beautiful. And that's side one. All right, then side two starts with Sympathy, Sympathy for the Devil. Better than the studio version, in my opinion. Again, this is the one that has the most on the edge of, you know, falling off a cliff, but it doesn't. It's like teetering like this, but then it goes like this and backs up, you know, off the edge. It's just awesome. It's loose. It sounds very dangerous how they play that song. I think it's phenomenal. All right, then we get Live With Me. Now this one, it's short, to the point, and it's awesome. And that's another thing about this album. All the songs like flow so good together. And you know, they did a longer set than this. It's a lot of songs that I'm sure they did a deluxe edition that I would like to get eventually. But you know, there hasn't been a live deluxe edition I've heard where it's better than how it first came out. I mean, it's awesome. A great example is Cheap Trick at Budokan. I love the complete concept, but give me that short version, that one album version over it any day. And I'm sure adding songs on this would probably ruin the flow. For me, not you, for me. But alright, so then the next song is Little Queenie, again. Another Chuck Berry song, and another very much like Carol. You know, it's got that spirit of, you know, the 50s, the beginning of rock and roll. I mean, this band really does do it justice. And I love Little Queenie. Then Honky Tonk Woman, again, I gotta say, better than the studio track. And I love the studio version. Love the studio version of Sympathy for the Devil too, but there's just that rawness on Honky Tonk Woman. And I just love it. I think it's fucking awesome. I like how Mick is like, what does he say? Like, Charlie's ready tonight or something like that before it starts. And I love Charlie's like little groove on it. Awesome stuff. Then it ends with Street Fighting Man. Now, this is not going to make sense when I say this, but who cares? I'm insane. But I would say it's tied with the studio version, though this version has much more of a fire, more of a grit, and it's like, it really just shows a cohesive band. And you know, I think the reason that it's a little dangerous in sounding and stuff like that is because, you know, some of these members are on drugs, you know, but they're up there holding it together, and I love that. That's why I love this album so much, because it's so gritty and raw, but it sounds amazing. It does have a great sound, but I'm just saying the way the band plays, there's a rawness to it where it's really like, you know, I think it's Keith and Mick add that rawness where Charlie and Bill hold that fort down. I mean, there's no sloppiness when it comes to those two. So they really do, like, keep the band on check, where it doesn't fall over the cliff, because Charlie and Bill are there to reel it in, man. So, damn, do I love this album. This is an amazing album. Get your yayas out. I highly recommend it. You know, I don't talk about the Stones as much as I should. You know, I am more of a Beatles guy, I will say it, but I love the Stones, man. I do love the Stones. And I gotta say, I think, in my opinion, unlike if you get like a greatest hits, like Hot Rocks, something like that, that would probably be the go-to album to get. But if you get into if you don't really are familiar with the Stone stuff, and you get hot rocks and you dig it, then get this. So you can hear more of a raw, killer versions of some of those songs on there. So there you go, my friends. That's my classic rock thing for the Rolling Stones. Get your yayas out. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I have to burp. If you like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And like I said before, the burp. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And click that little notification bell for notifications. Stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And SHMACKEMAGOB.